Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. So I do apologise for the lack of Magic videos over the past few days. I've been working on a few other things for the channel, in fact. So hopefully in the next couple of days you'll see what I've been working on. So I do apologise nonetheless, though. Should have put this out a while ago. But we have made a few changes. It's mostly to the mana base, but I'll leave a deck list below for you guys if you want to go check that out. Alright guys, I'll see you in games. Alright, we're in, and this is actually a reasonable hand altogether. We've got a reasonable mana hand here with some things that we can cast on turn 2 and a tutelage into turn 3 and an illumination into turn 4, so we'll keep it. Lead off with the Summit. It is our tap land, might be the tap land for quite some time as well, so we'll throw that one down. Next turn, Island into take inventory and then just cantrip that one away essentially. Crypt Breaker. I think it's better to cantrip that one away than wait on the tutelage and do nothing on turn 2. But if something else pops up, nah. Fevered Visions. It's pretty cool though. I like that. We'll go with our take inventory. And we get Diabolic Tutor. Can't cast that just yet, but we'll get there. So next turn's going to be Sphinx's Tutelage, and then it might be Fevered Visions after that, actually. I'm not sure. The only thing to worry about with Fevered Visions is this is actually maybe white-black zombies, and therefore they're going to be quite aggressive, and I don't really want to fill their hand without a board wipe as protection. Okay, so he's not going to attack, he's actually going to discard a card in his hand to make a 2/2 zombie. Good to know. Well, we've got a Fatal Push for later. I'm just going to play the Sanitarium, I'm going to get the tutelage down. Quicker the better, as far as I'm concerned. And then he's going to discard. Okay. Anything in particular? Ooh, an Antuco Husk. Not what I expected this to be, actually. This might be like a mono black aggro deck with Graveblade Marauder, perhaps. Trying to get loads of creatures in the graveyard. Blue-black. Well, it's not the usual traditional zombies, although it is definitely zombie focused. That's it is a zombie actually. Yeah. I thought Nantucos were their own tribe, but apparently I'm wrong. Okay, we draw an island, which is good. If we didn't draw that island, I was probably bound to go for the take inventory. Unfortunately, we can't leave up Fatal Push and play Fevered Visions here, which sucks a little bit. Well, let's play our land. That may have been a mistake, actually. We'll go with the Fevered Visions. It might have been a mistake because we could have gone for take inventory and got a black land instead so that the Fatal Push was useful. Instead, we're going to have to go with the Fevered Visions. We get an extra trigger. Collective Defiance. We still need to find that second red source. I think I'll cycle the Illumination to find it, because we still have a draw 2 in hand as well, so it's not too bad. Westvale Abbey to make some tokens. Into Galatas. So Galatas isn't going to see much play here. Well, much use. Because we're milling and we're not really producing creatures right now. So I'm just going to cycle this Illumination, draw an extra card, look for that red source, get another Fatal Push. Keep on milling all the lands. Down to 11. Need a board wipe as well. Trial of Knowledge. Hit a Prized Amalgam. Dark Salvations. Right, let's take inventory, draw 2 cards. And there's a Smouldering Marsh that will come into play on tap, so we can take out 2 creatures here. We've got him about halfway there. Dread Wanderer will never see play, most likely, since we've got Fevered Visions keeping his hand full. And actually I can redraw my hand with Collective Defiance, and I think I might go and do that. Taking 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure. Short of a land into Liliana's Mastery, which we've already hit one of, I don't think we can die. No, I think we'll be fine. Let's redraw our hand. Mill for 10, essentially, minimum. And we get more removal. Do fill up with lands, though, which is not ideal. There's the other Liliana's Mastery, so that was the thing I was a little bit worried about there. And we'll have a look at his graveyard once that's done. So, that's fine. Everything seems to be fine in his graveyard as far as worrying about it coming back and what he might have in hand. Nothing seems deadly to me here. Maybe a Lord of the Accursed. Have we hit all three? One. Oh god, maybe we haven't. Ooh, we've hit 2. So there's one left. And we draw an extra card. It's a Jace. Mill him some more. We hit the Diagraph Colossus. So I think we just lose to a Lord of the Accursed, actually, don't we? And unfortunately, we don't actually have any way to draw cards in our hand. We've got the Sanitarium, of course, which could maybe get us like a take inventory after that, because it's going to cost us 3 mana total. We're going to have 3 mana left once we played our land. So I'm imagining our opponent thinks that he has to win this turn. It's very likely that he might have to. Nantuko Husk. Okay. So we lose next turn. We have to win here. Might be a bit difficult. Taking 9. And then he draws an extra card. It's down to 8. We need to be able to draw 4 cards this turn. And Collective Defiance does it. Alright. Not bad. That was a bit close. We got a little lucky there. Let's redraw our hand. And mill our opponent for 6 more triggers. Not too bad. And then we could either Oath of Jace after we play our land. So we had him easily there. Let's wait for all these triggers to resolve. And pass the turn. Our opponent untaps, tries to draw, cannot, and loses. Also, we Fevered Visions them and get an extra trigger. Not bad. So you don't actually have to get 8 there either, to be fair. Or 4 triggers. We only had to get 3. But there you go. Alright, let's go on to another game. Alright, so we are in, and we've got a 3-lander. We've got all of the colours to cast everything in our hand. An Oath of Jace to find some stuff. A Kefnet as an alternative win condition if we don't find our tutelage. Yeah, let's keep this. It's not the best hand in the world, but it's not the worst either. Just really need to find that tutelage, and then we're all good to go. Our opponent running a little bit of anti-mill tech by running extra cards. Don't blame him. It's going to be harder. And we draw more lands. Well, let's get a redraw from our take inventory. It's another Magma Spray. Now, if our opponent's playing zombies, then there's a good chance that these Magma Sprays are going to be quite useful to us. Because we get to exile things. It's green-black, though, with a Carrier Thrall. That's not too bad, actually. Even a Carrier Thrall is going to get exiled with our Magma Sprays, so they won't get the Scion from it. Imprisoning the Moon. I'm just going to play down a Kefnet, though, I think. Hope to get that online quite quickly. And gets in for his 2. Kefnet can't block because we don't have 7 cards in hand. And another thrall. So this is like green-black sacrifice then. Evolving Wilds. So we can go get... We could probably hold on to this actually, because if we need our double red, then we can crack it. We don't really have a 4-mana play right now. Other than, of course, Kefnet drawing an extra card. Which still wouldn't allow him to attack, because we have to play our land drop anyway. So we could go Evolving Wilds, and then Oath of Jace. Dig for some good stuff. Yohanni's Expertise is good stuff. Never. Seems like it might be alright, I suppose. We'll get rid of a land. And if we've got Never, we don't need Imprison in the Moon, right? Oh, we don't have the double black, so I will actually dump that for now. We don't have any black, other than this Drowned Catacomb. So we could get the double black for Yohanni's Expertise whenever we want now. Which is good to know. Need to refill our hands soon, though. Okay, gets him for 4. And a flesh bag. Ah. Goodbye, Kefnet. He gets a Scion. A little bit of ramp. We scry 0. And we draw more lands. Ah, dear. Well, we can use Return to exile the Thrall out of his graveyard if we want to. We can also just Magma Spray some stuff as well. Which I think I'm all for, to be honest. So we'll pass. Need to draw something good, though. We're not doing that right now. So this Magma Spray is going straight for the Carrier Thrall in response to any kind of sack outlet being played as well. But also in response to just combat. No point taking extra damage. And I'd rather get rid of this one because it actually profits from being killed right now. Any 4-mana plays? I do want him to play something that dies to Yohanni's Expertise. And that is something that dies to Yohanni's Expertise, so not bad. Alright, let's crack this for a swamp. And then we can wipe his board. Scry 0. Fevered Visions. You can actually cast that off of the Expertise, funnily enough. So I think I'll do that. Wipe his board. Play Fevered Visions. And then we've got Magma Spray open for another creature. And we're drawing extra cards now, and he's getting burnt for his. And there's a tutelage. Alright, it's looking good now. I'm liking where we're at. Mortuary Mire. Going for the Eyeless Watcher. Sure. So he sticks that on top. We know what he's drawing next turn. And then he's going to make us discard a card. Oh, when it dies. It's not going to die, though. It's going to get exiled. I don't want you sacking it, and I don't want to have to kill it with anything else of that sort. So he takes 2. We draw. Collective Defiance. Not quite there yet. We need one more red source. We've got our double black, which is cool. But that's about it. Alright, so we'll pass the turn, draw our Fevered Visions. Get a tutelage trigger. Fatal Push is pretty sweet. It's Bone Splinters. Necromantic summons. Oh, taking our Kefnet. Sure. Well, for now, it's not exactly doing anything, so... But the Fevered Visions is maybe going to help him get there, but it's also in our best interest to play it, though, which is unfortunate. We can, of course, just imprison it in the moon. So we'll play another Fevered Visions. He's going to go up to 6 cards. He can pay to put a card in his hand as well, so he can swing for 5. Let's just imprison it now, then. And then we draw 2 cards, mill him for 4 minimum. It's potential that we're actually doing him favours by milling him, but it's not exactly something we can play around. With a lot of sacrifice decks, there's a lot of graveyard recursion as well, so things like, oh, necromantic summons, for example. Deathless Behemoth. Oh dear. Okay. Takes 4. We're at risk of dying to that, though. Get a trigger. We do have a take inventory in there, in the graveyard already, and we do have a return in here as well. So this is like a sacrifice Eldrazi deck in a sense. He's just wanting to ramp, so we can use return to exile a card and get a 2/2 blocker. If we want to. I'm going to crack the Evolving Wilds for a red source as well. So now we can Collective Defiance on our next turn. Take inventory, draw 2 cards. Mill 4. Didn't really want to see a double Collective Defiance there, actually. And then we're going to have to use return. Exile... Let's exile his Green Ward, and if he's got Pulse of Marassa, he can keep pulling that back forever, so... And then we draw 2, mill him for 4, get a Jace. And we also get another take inventory for drawing 3. So we're filling up our hand quite nicely now. Eyeless Watcher gives him a little bit of ramp. It's tapped out for all but black mana, though. He's got 4 to go. Bone Splinters. Alright. He's pretty much either forcing us to play down our Drakehaven and our Jace to ensure that we don't die, or we have to win right now. Goes to discard. Goes for an Altar's Reap. And we mill again. Okay, so we can Oath of Jace without tapping our red source. That would probably get us killed. Draw 3, mill 6. Then we can Collective Defiance for a fair amount. Oath of Jace plus take inventory leaves us with 2 mana. If he has removal, we'd lose to just leaving Jace back as a blocker. Let's think about the math exactly here then. So we draw 3, we mill 6. Take him to 19 cards. We draw 3, discard 2, so we add an extra card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is 16 cards. I think if we add the land, I think this works out. The maths in my head seems fine. Let's go all blue. Oops, just had it then. All blue. Keep that one. Discard the pull from tomorrow's. They're not going to be useful here. Mill 3 times. Take inventory, leaving up our red mana. Mill another 3 times. And then we'll Collective Defiance, redrawing our entire hand. And that should win us the game. Yep, 16 triggers. 16 cards minimum. And that's game. Woo, that was close. And an extra 2, of course, from the Fevered Visions. Not bad. And if we hadn't lost the turn after and we hadn't have won, then we'd have had Chandra to do the exact same thing as Collective Defiance there, which would have been sweet. Let's just discard all of our lands, pass the turn, and we win. Awesome. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. So if you did enjoy the content, then be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel a little bit more, or you want some more Magic or Gwent content as well, I do offer for a $1 minimum on Patreon as well. You get access to an extra 2 videos each week. So that works out at about 25 cents for 2 videos each week. So if that's something that interests you, then it's a great way to support the channel. And I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully the content that you get out of it is something that you like. Anyway guys, I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.